today we're going to work on writing some proofs, okay? And I will try to talk you through it. In this first scenario, well, in every scenario, first thing I always want to do is write my given down as step one of my statements and mark it in my picture to make sure I understand what it's telling me. So in this first given here, it says that angle ABD is congruent to angle CBD. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that. Angle ABD is congruent to angle CBD. And just so you know, if this was a test question and you just went like this and drew an arrow there, I'm not going to give you credit for that. Okay? When you write a proof, I want you to have everything written along here, where it belongs. Okay? So don't just draw an arrow. All right. Now, how did I know that was true? Yeah, because right here, they just gave it to me, right? For us to get started, they have to give us some information. And it's okay just to say, hey, they gave me that. That's just the given. And then I want to go over here and I want to mark it in my picture. Where's angle ABD and angle CBD? They're telling me they're congruent. You see them, Mackenzie?
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat. You want to come touch them so we know where you're looking at?
What?
That's all right. Angle ABD. Okay? So, no, that's all right. You're right on. Can you just, instead of drawing the whole thing, can you just point to the picture where the angle's at that we're looking at? Okay? You just don't understand what I mean. That's okay.
Right there.
But that's the angle, right?
Yeah.
Okay? And angle CBD, Bishoy, you think you could come show us where angle CBD is? Nice. Thank you. Good job. So now, how many facts do we have marked in our picture? Yeah, just one in each triangle, right? So that's one of our facts. I agree, we've marked 2 points up there, or two concepts up there, but they're just one in each triangle. So we'll think of that as one fact, okay? Now, I guess we'll just leave that line right there. The next one they give me is angle bad. Let me change my colors back. Angle bad is congruent to angle BCD. Okay? And how did I know that was true? And so I put that in the same statement. And if you want to number that number 2 and write given again down here, right over here, that's okay. But you don't have to. For me, if I'm making 2 statements for the same reason, I just put them on the same line. I make the reasons determine how many statements I have. Okay? If it's a new reason, then I have to have a new statement. But if it's all part of the same reason, then I just write them together. Had I had room here, I would have wrote them right there. But I didn't see need to squeeze them in. We got lots of paper down the page here. Okay? Do you have any questions on what we've done so far? Okay? Let's pick on this group right here. You're close to the board. Would one of you be willing to come up and show me where angle BAD is? Okay, come on up. Amelia? Angle BAD. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let's change the red. There you go. Yep. You do. Nice job. She asked, if you didn't hear that at home, she asked, do I do 2 of them? And because we've already marked angle ABD with one mark, and we aren't told they're equal to each other, are we? ABD and BAD, they didn't say they're equal, so we have to use a different number mark. And angle, stay in the same group here. One of the others, come up, Brandon. Come up and mark the other one, angle BCD. Whoa. There we go. Yeah. You know what happened? When you write on this board, there's little mirrors around here that identify your location. It's not touch sensitive, so it doesn't really matter if how hard you touch it. It's these mirrors around. That's why sometimes if I get too close, I'll do something with my elbow, and yesterday I deleted the page I was working on.
Ooh.
Luckily, there's an undo button, so I'll put it back in my paper. But anyway, what you did when you wrote was you had the heel of your hand too close, and so it drew a line from there. If you touch two places at one time, it gets really confused and it does things like that. Okay? Okay, now, quick question for you. Did I have to use 3 letters? Aaron, did I have to use 3 letters to name angle BAD?
No.
Yes or no? I didn't need 3 letters, did I? Because at angle A, there's only one angle there, isn't there? Unlike up here where there's how many?
1.
3. There's 3, isn't there? Okay, there's 3 of them up there, so I had to use 3 letters, so I knew which part of that angle we're looking at. But down here, at angle A and at angle C, there's only one angle there, so we could have just called that angle A and angle C. Because they gave it to me this way in the given, though, I probably should write it that way here. Okay? Only to avoid confusion. That's the only reason. Okay? All right. Any questions on what we've been given so far? Is there any more given up there, Melody? Is there any more given here that we haven't used? Louder, please. No, there is not. I agree. And how many facts do I have now, Jacob? How many have I used in my triangles? 2, right? 2 pairs of angles. And how many facts do I need to prove triangles are congruent? 3. Okay? You're right, I need 3. Good job, Paul. And so, when the given is used up, and I'm still short of the necessary facts, then what do you think we need to do next? Well, we need 3 facts to prove it. So, where do I go to get my 3rd fact? Okay? Yeah. You're right. But before we can get to that, we have to go back to the picture. Okay? If there's not enough given information to lead us to the 3 facts we need, then the other information must be in the picture. So we go back to the picture and we say, is there anything else in this picture that's got to be true, Ariana?
Wouldn't it be the line? Because it's the same line for 2 triangles?
Yeah, what's the name of that line? Yeah, exactly. Good job. She said that, wouldn't it be that line in the middle because it's in both triangles? And so she's looking here at this one and saying that this segment BD is in both triangles, and so we can say it's equal to itself. And that would be our 3rd fact. And why is that, Jacob? Reflexive, that's correct. Anytime you say something is equal to itself, that's a reflexive property. Bless you. Please don't abbreviate that REF because that could be reflection, could be reflexive, could be confusing, okay? So at least write reflex, which means you might as well write the last 3 letters so we all understand for sure what you're talking about. whenever you can abbreviate. That's not going to bother me. But sometimes abbreviating leaves us unsure of what you meant. So, like SUB for substitution, not a good plan because it could be subtraction. Okay? So now we have how many facts? 3 facts. And so, oh, one more thing before I forget. If we, I didn't look at this picture very good.
Can't wait.
Yeah, sorry, we really aren't ready to go this far. We haven't done that yet. I'm going to change this to triangle ABD congruent to triangle CBD.
So
My bad.
we're changing our proof to that.
Yeah. Yeah. And we can come back. We can come back later because then it's only one more step to prove to prove what the question was intended for. Okay. All right. My bad. I should have looked at that closer. We haven't covered that property. It's really not even a property, but I shouldn't say we haven't covered it. We actually covered it the first day, but we didn't. The name wouldn't look familiar to you because we haven't actually said the name. But we'll get to that soon enough. So now, if I look at this, I went triangle ABD and triangle CBD, and you notice the B and D are in the same order, aren't they? And that's why they should be in the same order over here. Okay? That's why they need to be in the same order there. So now we're ready to say that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CBD. And then let's go back and look at the picture. Who can tell me one of the 4 triangle congruent statements that we've learned? S. Thank you, Jacob. Let's let someone else do another one. Nick.
SAS.
SAS. Thank you, Nick. Let someone else do another one. Brandon.
ASA.
ASA. And Paul?
AAS.
AAS. So SSS stood for side. So we go back and look at our picture. Do we have all 3 sides marked here? No. So that one doesn't work. I'm just going to write them down here. SSS didn't work. SAS. Do we have 2 sides marked here? No. So that's not going to work. ASA. Angle, side, angle. Do I have 2 angles marked? Yes. Do I have a side marked?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, looking good. What's wrong with it though?
It's not included with the whole thing.
There you go. The side is not the side that's connecting the 2 angles, is it? So it's not the side between the 2 angles, so it's not angle, side, angle. So let's look at it this way. Angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side.
I was going to say that.
Angle, angle, side. You saw that one right away, huh?
I was going to say that, but someone else said it.
No, that's okay. I wanted to go through all the possibilities, not just go straight to the answer. Because I want everybody to see, first of all, what are our choices right now, and second of all, why did the other 3 not work? Okay? So if you saw the right answer right away, that's awesome. I just wanted to spend a minute on the others also. And so we're going to say AAS, angle, angle, side. And do I have to write postulate or theorem behind that? No. No, you don't. Just write AAS. We're good with that. Good job. Any questions on that one? Now, when we come back to this later, I'll say, hey, pull this out again, and we'll add a 4th step to prove what they're really asking for. And that'll be easy for you then. It'll make more sense why that's the case. Okay? Anybody not ready for me to move on? Okay. Now this one, I'm looking ahead this time, and you are ready for this one. I'm gonna pause the, recorder. It's 24 after, when it says 8:30. We'll do it together. In that next 5.5 minutes, I want you to try it in your group. If you get it, please don't just shout out the answers to your group. Help them think through the process, okay? I'll wander around and try to make sure you keep on the right track. Here we go together now. First step. Phoenix, I saw you wrote something down right away. What did you write first? I'm sorry, there was some other talking. I couldn't hear you. Segment AD. You didn't say it, but I think you had written it right. Segment AD congruent segment CD. And what did you say the reason for that? Given. Did you mark it in your picture? Did you go to your picture and mark those two facts? Okay, that will help you later, okay? So do that. AD is this one, right? And CD is this one. So we'll mark those in our picture so that we can keep track. When I get 3 facts there, I probably have enough, don't I? Okay? Let's move along. Harley, what did you write next?
The other given?
Okay. I think I have room here this time. I'm just going to write it right here. Is that okay with you guys? Angle BDA congruent to angle BDC. And I wrote it next to it because it's still given, right? Did you label it in your, mark it in your picture? Okay, good. Angle BDA, BDA, and angle BDC. Okay? Good. Now, if you called this step 1 and step 2 and wrote given down both times, that's fine. Then you would be on step 3 now. Let me ask you this question, Bishoy. How many facts do I have in my picture here? 2. Is that enough yet to say that the triangles are congruent? Is that, how many do I need to say triangles are congruent? 3. And I only have 2. So my next step can't be triangles are congruent yet. Okay? You have lots of flexibility in your proof as far as the order in which you do things, but some things you can't do out of order. For example, I can't say my triangles are congruent yet because I don't have enough information yet. That part of it's got to be in order, okay? So, what is another fact, Bishoy, that you found? No, I don't think that's what you wrote. Segment BD. Segment BD is congruent to segment BD, right? And why is that? What'd you write for your reasoning? Reflexive property, that's correct. Back to here. So now, did you mark that in your picture, Taylor?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. And so we used 1 mark already. And to be honest, when I'm doing reflexive property with a line segment, I like to put 2 marks on there every time, even if I haven't used a single mark anywhere else. Only because I look at it as an equal sign, and I'm saying it's equal to itself. But that's just me. There's no other logic for doing it that way except that's just the way I like to do it. I think of that as equal to itself. So how many facts do I have here? Angelina, your group there. I don't care who answers. How many facts do I have there? How many? 3. I have 3. I have this side and this side, right? I have this angle and this angle. That's 2 facts. And then I have this equal to itself. That's 3 facts. So now I'm ready to consider if we have the right three facts to use one of those four congruence statements. Okay? So if I look at this, I have two sides, don't I? So if I have two sides, I'm either looking at side, 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 good job, or side, angle, side, because the other two are angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side, right? And so, do I have all three sides there, Paul?
No,
No.
there's an angle between the two sides, so it's side angle side.
That's right. This angle is being pinched between these two sides, isn't it? And this angle is being pinched between these two sides. And so we have side, angle, side. And so we're ready to say that triangle, bad, this bad triangle is congruent to this triangle BCD by side, angle, side. Okay? How many of you had that right just the way it was? Great job. Great job. All right, good. Let's look at the next one, see if we're ready. Or I'm sorry. Let me ask this first. Anybody not ready for me to move on? Okay, let's look at the next one on my list here and see if we're ready for this one. We are, I'm not going to put a line through this. I'm just boxing in. We're not ready for that step. So let's change it to triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEC. Yeah. Okay? Now, I want you to spend a couple minutes on this, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it, because you've not done one, we've not really used this reason before, but I do believe some of you are ready for it. So I want to give you an opportunity. So it's 8:38. We'll say at 8:40, so you'll have 2 minutes. But we'll say 8:41, so you have all of 2 minutes. Okay? All right, it's 8:41. Now, raise your hand if the first thing you put down was the given. Okay? I want you to look at what you wrote again, because I see a lot of hands up that that's not true. What's the given say?
Segment BE and segment DA bisect each other.
If you didn't write that down first thing, then you did not start with the given. Okay? So read the given. Read what they're telling us. Okay? Read what they're telling us. So let's go ahead and write that down. Segment BE and segment DA bisect each other. And how they know that was true? It's the given. Now, every one we've done so far, givens haven't looked like that, have they? No. So, oh, what a cute cat. So, Paul looked at it and run off. What's up with that?
It doesn't like my face. My face is kind of
All right. I'm just kidding. I think it got a good look at me. Realized I was moving. Anyway, listen. To me, and this is just me, I think of this as an indirect given. Okay? Because it's important information, but it's not saying angle whatever is congruent to angle whatever. It's not saying segment whatever is congruent to segment whatever. And those are the three kinds of facts we want, aren't they? Segment equal to segment or angle equal to angle. That's what we want to get those three facts. This doesn't say that. But it indirectly does. What it says has meaning that leads us to one of those facts. So I consider this an indirect given, which means I'm not ready to mark anything in my triangles over here because it didn't directly say angle equal to angle or side equal to side. So let me ask you this. What does it mean if segment BE and segment DA bisect each other? Ariana, sorry. They cross. They intersect. That's right. A little more than that, though.
I don't know what's on it.
That's all right. That's a good start. They intersect at the midpoint. What's the value of knowing it's a midpoint? A little louder, please.
Both lines on both sides of the midpoint are equal.
Yes. Both segments on both sides of the midpoint are equal. And this is saying they bisect each other. That means it's the midpoint in both segments, isn't it? That means it's the midpoint in both segments. So point C is the midpoint of this segment, and it's the midpoint of this segment. Okay? There's two more facts there. I'm going to pause this again and let you spend a minute on that, a couple minutes, and then we will come back together and finish it together. All right. I apologize. I thought we had a good discussion there. You guys were all on board with what we were saying. And as I wandered around, I realized many of you had no clue what I was talking about. So let's do this together. I've not said this yet, so let me take just a minute to get distracted here and say this to you. Understand that there are only so many pictures I could draw of proofs, okay, of triangles. There's a very limited number of pictures. Probably, well, certainly less than 10 different pictures, okay? I want to say probably, if you really generalize some of the pictures, we probably could get them all on one hand. All right? And so the point I'm getting at is, I might give you 100 different proofs. All I'm really doing is changing around the information I give you or the letters in the picture. But the pictures are always going to be the same. So when you do all of these with me, and you do them all in the homework, and you ask for help on them when you need to, you will always have in your notes and in your homework every possible scenario of a proof that I could ask of you. And then you have to figure out which one and what information matches what's in that one on the quiz or the one on the test. Okay? So this one kind of looks like a bow tie, doesn't it? It's a little crooked, but kind of looks like a bow tie. And most of you saw right away there's something going on there at C. What is it? Okay? It's the midpoint. Even before we had that discussion, when you look at this picture, I saw people tell me something about those angles.
It's not a triangle.
There's an angle there. Angle, can't call it C, can I? But I saw a lot of people do this right away. And that's fine. We could do this step next. We can't call it an angle with a single letter because there's too many angles there. So what do I call that? Angle what?
BCA.
Angle BCA is congruent to angle ECD. Good. Now, I don't know that I saw everybody have the right reason for that. It's not reflexive because they're not the same angle. What is it? Vertical angles. That's right. They're vertical angles. Two lines are crossing. Those opposite angles that are formed are vertical angles. Okay? Vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent. We have a theorem about that. All right. So if you did that next, that's fine. But now we got to go back to why did they give me this? Okay? And Aaron pointed out that if they bisected each other, that means that it's the midpoint. And I saw on Emily's paper you'd written what? Segment?
BC is congruent to the segment EC.
There's too much talking. Segment BC is congruent to segment EC. And
Segment AC is congruent
segment BC. Okay, now she had that written down, but she didn't have a reason yet. Did I really? Oh, thank you.
AC and DC.
All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to write that as an angle. Segment. I said segment. I just didn't do as I say, not as I do. That's what your parents would tell you, right? All right. Now, my hint to them was, remember what they told you. The tip for the reason comes from what did they actually say? Melody, in the given, what did they actually say? Yeah, and the key word there is bisect. The key word is in the word bisect. Do we have any properties that say the bisector property?
No.
No. Do we have any theorems that say the bisector theorem? No. Do we have any postulates that say the bisector postulate? No. We don't have any postulates, theorems, or properties that talk about that. So if you were looking this up in the back of the book, where would you look to find the word bisect? In the glossary. So you're looking up the what? The definition. So do you agree with me that it's in that definition of bisector that allows me to know that these segments are equal? It is. And so what we write over here is definition of bisects. And then we go up and we mark what we had said. Okay? We mark what we said on our picture. Make sure you mark it on your picture. Definition of bisects. Okay? Good. Any questions on where we're at so far? So remember, the day I was gone, you had a sub, and they had you write some things down, and he told you make sure you write this down. Maybe it wasn't true for this class. No, it was a guy. But maybe it was when I had a meeting, just for a short meeting, he stepped in to do it. I don't remember. But anyway, we wrote down on the side of our notes, we wrote down the only things that can go in here for reasons have to be theorems, postulates, properties, or definitions. Right? Those are the only 4 things we could put over there. And so if we don't have a theorem or property or a postulate for it, then it has to be a definition. Okay? All right, now, how many facts do I have in my pictures now, Phoenix? Can you count them? Three. Right? I have single marks, I have double marks, and I have single angles, right? So I have 3 in each triangle, so I have 3 pairs. So that's 3 facts. Okay? Emily? Tell me, Emily, what 3 facts do I have here? What order do they match up in? Are they side, 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 angle, angle, or angle, angle, side? Yeah. I'd like to say good job, Emily. I don't know, though, since someone back there was telling you what to say. Okay, good. So 4, we're going to say that angle or triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEC because of side, angle, side. So if we go back up here, let's just confirm. The angle we're given is being sandwiched between these 2 sides, isn't it? And this angle is being sandwiched between these 2 sides. And so that is side, angle, side. Okay? Good. Any questions on that? All right, let's look at the next one. We're definitely not ready for that one or that one. We are ready for these questions, though. Find the paper with those two. This will be the last two things we do today. Oh, you know what? We're not either. I'm sorry. This will follow what we're doing tomorrow. Okay? So tomorrow we'll take notes again and move on, and then later in the week we'll have another day when we come back and do things like this. Okay? So, you have about 8 minutes left. Take out any homework you don't have done, and let's work on that. If I see your phones out, I'm taking them to the office. This is not quit time.